Hey everyone, welcome to the Dr. S Morning Thoughts webinar. I am so excited to be here today and, just put out these quick, nuggets of information that if you just need something to, build up your confidence or just give you something to hold on for that day, I hope these short videos will help you get through your day, as many of them do for me. So I was looking at some of my emails and people were just asking so many different questions. So one of the ones they were asking is, how do you know you're in touch with your soul? How do you know that, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing? So I wanted to do some research and I wanted to look up some of those answers for some people. So this is what I've come up with. When you're looking to find out, who are you? What am I supposed to be doing? Well, before you get to that point, you really want to know, are you being in touch with yourself of who you are and your soul? So one of the things is to ask your question, what's the one thing I've always wanted to do? Think about it. Your soul already knows everything. It's that, is your soul awakened to where you need to start your journey and to continue on in this experience that you're supposed to be doing right now? Your soul knows that. Your soul knows exactly what it wants to do. It knows exactly how to get there and all like that. So ask yourself, to get this process started, what the one thing I've always wanted to do? What is it? And just think about what makes you happy when you think about what you want to do and makes you happy, where there's no stress about it. There's no, oh, I don't want to do this now. Oh, forget this. And, like for instance, an example of me doing these webinars, this is something that I love doing. It's not stressful for me. It's not saying that, oh, I got to take time out of my Sunday morning to make these videos. Oh, I don't want to do this. I want to go and, go enjoy my day. No, it doesn't happen that way. So I know this is right for me. And so I enjoy doing these. So I'll keep on doing them. If you can spend today doing whatever you desire, what would that look like? What would that be? Depends on how you define what you desire and not wants. I feel those are two different things. So really think on that one. If you can just have carte blanche on today and just do whatever it is that you wanted to do, that you just say, this is, if I can do this, it would make my whole day. What is that? What does it look like? Can you do it over and over again? Would you want to do it over and over again? So start searching these things out when you think you like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want that. I want to go here. I want to do this. Slow down and start like really processing what you're truly wanting, or what is it that you truly desire. Another good question I love to ask is, where do I want to live? Am I really in the right place of where I want to live? And you say, well, why would you have to ask that? I lived here my whole life. True. But the point is, your soul is just maybe wanting to really experience those other type settings. Like, for instance, myself, I get such peace, such joy, and even so energized when I'm outside. Number one, being outside. Two, if I'm around mountains and open skies, and even possibly sometimes even water, whether it be a lake, a pond, the ocean. But those elements just inspire me. I just feel so calm. I feel at peace. I feel that this is where I belong. So where is it that you would want to look at and say, where do I want to live to be maybe more comfortable, and want to say, okay, this is going to work for me right now? So ask your question, where do you want to live? What type of environment do you want? Create those things. And I'm just learning that too in the vocabulary of saying, create and experience. Truly, that is what life is about. Truly, that is what your soul wants you to do. So whatever you want to manifest and have in your life, start creating it. We are creatures of such amazing creations. So go ahead and do that. Why not create something so that you can experience it and then have that full satisfaction of like, this is who I am. This is where I'm supposed to be, and live your life in that kind of environment. So I just love that. Another question to maybe saying that instead of where you want to live, let's ask the other question of where would you like to visit? Let's say that. Where would you like to visit? What would make feel good for you to visit? A lot of people say, well, I like to go to Hawaii, or I would like to go to Australia, or go to Dubai. Okay, so go experience it, create it. Go out and, buy the ticket, create the plan, do what you need to do to get the experience and manifest it to be true. And I know sometimes fear comes in that. Sometimes even with myself, like I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Why? Why can't you do it? Who said you can't do it? And it's because the way our mindsets are that we go through the typical process of wanting to do one thing and get into another place. But in the in between of that thought, we let fear sometimes get in the middle, and then we make our choices that way. So the thing is, when you say, where do you want to live? Where would you like to visit? And then go experience that. And, and just take in what you feel is going to be right for you. Don't worry about what other people are going to say or do or think or judge. Who cares? Do what it is right for you. The other one thing is, what do you like to talk about, but you never do it? You ever say like I know in my family, it's always saying that, oh, I always want to take that trip to Italy. Well, you always wonder about taking that trip to Italy, or we always wonder, but why are we not doing it? How come we haven't done it yet? So, what is that one thing you always talk about, but you never do? And maybe it's, maybe where you want to live, where you want to vacation, maybe change your job, or maybe go experience something that, that you saw on TV or you read about in an article. What is it that you always talk about, but you just never do it? And these are questions that are going to help you soul search yourself, and possibly let's start getting some answers. And to get the answers, you're going to have to create so that you can experience. It's really simple. It's not hard. It's just that we make it hard sometimes. And we're human. That's what we do. And so another thing is, what are some of the reasons that you don't go after these dreams? What's holding you back? And like I said, one of them is, fear. I know fear stems in a lot of ways, and I conquer that. I work on that every day. Anytime I got to make a decision, and immediately when that thought comes and says, "Oh, you can't because," it's like, wait a minute, who said I can't? Who's dictating to you saying that you can't? And so I want you to think about that. What are some of the reasons that are holding you back? Is it because of money? Is it because of low self-esteem? Is it because you're feeling that you don't have enough of? There's lack of. Why? Why is that? So let's look at those things and maybe, change it and look at it from a different perspective and say, who told you that? Where in your lifetime, who said you can't have that? Who said you will never achieve that? Who said you always have to live that way? Who? Who said that? And why is that in your frame mind of thinking, of mindset to say, well, this is my limitation. This is all as far as I can go. So find those reasons why you don't go after your dream. The other one is, how will you finish this sentence? This is a good one. More than anything, before I die, I want to. And what is it? What is it that you feel that because of when we think of death, we think of that as the end of our life. So if we don't cram everything into our life before we die, it's going to either be disappointing, but then how could it be disappointing if you supposedly are dead? So what is the rush? So, but the point is, I want to put in perspective is saying that if more than anything before you die on this planet, what is it that you would want to do? And that is another way of thinking. Are you living, and is your soul living the experiences that you should be on your journey? And I do this all the time. I just make sure that I'm in tuned in what I'm doing, and I'm making the choices because I feel that's right for me, and that I'm going further and I'm getting closer to the destination that I feel is right for me while I'm in this body and I'm on this planet. The other thing is, what are the things in your life that you would want like to get rid of? Like think of things like you would want to get rid of. Like, why do you even have them? Like, why are they there? And it's like, how come this is making me feel like I got to keep on this? And we tend to do this because like sentimental values, you know, like now in this day and age, you can come into my garage and you will see I have tubs, literally those containers filled with pictures. Now, in today's day and age with technology, we don't do pictures. We don't really have stacks of pictures. We have everything on the computer, on our phones. And, you know, if we're going to print something out, we can just have it digitally printed out and, you know, or, you know, print out off your phone and go have it professionally printed and go pick it up at Walgreens or Photomat or whatever it is that how you want to do. But we don't keep pictures like that. So this is like something I'm dealing with that's on my plate, saying, what am I supposed to do with all these pictures? Like, what happens when I die? Like, who's going to get them? Who's going to take them? And so because I really don't have the answer to that, I'm going to say, well, then why am I holding on to them now? Like, why can't I go ahead and, you know, pass them on? Or do we just want to get rid of them? Just throw them in the garbage? Why are we so holding on to things? What is the attachment that we feel that we're not doing? Like, if I threw them in the garbage, am I being disrespectful? Like, oh my God, you threw those are not something you can never get back. Well, not necessarily. I mean, I can have some of them. I can put them on a disc, or I can put them on a flash drive, but I don't need the physical pictures in the form that it's in. So what are some of the things that you would like to get rid of? And, you know, it's sometimes hard. It's not easy to answer that one, is because we do want to feel like we want to have memories. We want to keep cherishable and valuable things because we feel that if we have them in our lives, that's what's going to make us like, oh, I'm valuable because I have this. And, you know, technically that's not true, but that's how we think. And then it's like, which people in your life inspire you and why? And that's the whole thing, is like, I know at your jobs or, you know, sometimes in place that you go throughout your day, you don't have control of what people are around you. But the thing is, I do want to be able to pick those people that inspire me. And why? Why do they inspire me? Is it because I'm looking for something? Does my soul need to be fed that way? Am I needing the tools to continue on my journey? But in my belief, I just say, it doesn't matter why. If they are in my life and they're inspiring me, then I want them to stay in my life. You know, that just makes sense to me. Why have somebody in my life that's always going to put me down, make me miserable, or not support me in what I'm doing, as even doing with these webinars, or doing my Dr. S radio show, or doing, you know, speaking engagements? Why would I have those people in my life that don't support that? So that's another great question. And look at around in your inner circle, the people that you have in your life and how much they support and inspire you. And then if you were to make just one radical change in your life right now to make it better, what would that be? Wow, that's something to really think about. If you were to make a really radical change in your life, what would that be? And would it be the change that you would want or feel that your desire is to do that, but it always held you back? And because it held you back, you never did it. But you know what? The here and now, right now, after I get off this camera, I'm going to go out and do. And what is that going to be? That's going to be such a radical change. So these are just the things I thought were some really good points to think about if, when you're saying, are you on the journey? What's my purpose? What am I doing? Why am I here? What's going on? You know, and I just felt that these are some little guidelines that can help you probably focus a little bit more, and maybe even search out a little bit more on who you are, what you have in your life, what's going on in your life, and things of that nature. And maybe you can make a shift, because we are moving. If you listen to my radio shows Saturdays on LV Rocks Radio, you'll understand that we're moving on a shift. Whether you want to or not, it's happening. And you have to understand that, are you going to keep up with that shift of experiencing? Or are you going to stay stuck and do what it is that you're doing and not be happy, or not be awakened, in the way I like to say? I like to be awake and alert and be on top of everything. But the point is, I hope that this helped you. You can definitely, if you have any questions or anything, please email me at drslvnv@yahoo.com. Please go to my website. It's drslvnv.com. And you can see where I have my radio shows, my other webinars, if I'm going to have speaking engagements, you can interact, email me personally, and we can really interact as much as you like. So I would just love to hear that. I do. That's how I get these my webinars together, because of people asking me questions, my opinions, what do they think, or how can I, what should I, all those kinds of good stuff. So I hope this really helps you. I hope you have a phenomenal, blessed week. And just remember, just be happy on who you are. Get in touch with yourself. And I'm telling you, when you go out into the world and you just grasp that this is how I am, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is how it's going to be, and I'm happy and I'm loving myself. And if anybody has an opinion or any kind of say so, let it just go. Just let it go. Let it go. Enjoy who you are. Enjoy every experience. Because just think of it this way: every moment that goes and pass by is a death, and you can never get that moment back. So, do you want to create that every moment is rejoiceful and happy, so that when it passes, it's a memory of joy and peace and love and all those good things? Or is it going to be a moment that you're going to say, oh my goodness, that's a sorrow. I didn't do that right. I can't go back and change it. What am I supposed to do? So, just look at it every moment in your day. You are just going to feel that this is where I'm supposed to be. This is the experience that I need to experience right now. And I'm not going to worry about what happened yesterday. I'm not going to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. Let me just experience today. And I grant you, it will be so blessed and so wonderful that you can say, why am I stressing like this all the time? Why? So, all right, everyone. Again, thank you for taking time to listen. Stay in touch. Follow me. Subscribe to my YouTubes. I'm always putting things out there. And if I can help you with anything, please email me. Let me know. Listen, call me on my shows when we're live in the studio. But I definitely want to stay in touch. And I just hope that all of you have a blessed week. All right. Until next week, I'll talk to you then.